Hey Advanzi, welcome to the channel. Let me know how the sound is like. I need to know if you can hear me clearly or not. Oh, you actually can play couch co-op, so you can actually play with someone else on the same PC. I actually miss this function. Old games used to have it a lot. It's fun if you have a brother or someone. Hello, Logira. Let me know how you can hear me. I'm really curious because I might have to tinker with the sound volume a little bit. Sounds Gucci. This is weird. So, I've not heard about this game. I haven't seen any trailers or anything, but I picked it up and I thought, it's going to be like some random thing. But it's actually really good. I definitely love it. And I'm going to show you guys just how cool it is, but let's wait for more people to join the channel before we can actually get into it. Apparently there's also no classes in it. That's kind of weird. I love the story, I love the vibe, I love the visuals. The way the weapons work, you definitely feel the recoil of them, as you know, the impact animation, and the sound is really great. And it's a very dystopian cyberpunk world. It reminds me of Warhammer 40k with the Hive cities. So if you're a Warhammer fan, you probably are going to enjoy this as well. It's, I guess, like the same type of game like Hatred was, where it's top down and you get to shoot things, but this one is a lot more intelligent, I would say. It's got a lot more cooler stuff and features in it. So the moment we get like 50 people watching, then we can start. I'm sorry for streaming so late. I've been busy all day with the wedding preparations, and I'll probably be busy all day tomorrow as well. And Saturday I do have the wedding, so I don't know when I'm going to be able to get back into my regular schedule. But I'll try to make these live streams a little bit earlier. Did you guys get a notification that I'm streaming? Because usually I get 50 people right away, but never mind. I think the counter was stuck. I got 24 people now. Waiting until we get to 50, and then I'll start. So tell your friends, you know, post it on social media. It's like, oh my god, V is doing a Let's Play. And thank you, Dag Baker. I appreciate that. It's 3 p.m. in your country. It's 1 a.m. here. Thank you, Advanzi. Appreciate it. David. Okay, so people are getting it. Yeah, this game was surprisingly well. I mean, I was taken aback. So first of all, the lore is really great. There's a lot of things that you can read. It's very well polished. And most importantly, it's fun. Especially if you play on the last level of difficulty, it's quite challenging. But it also feels the type of challenge where if you die, it's kind of your fault. I didn't feel like it was unfairly challenging or anything like that. I don't know who Calliope is. Oh, Advanzi actually found me on the starting page. That's interesting. So this is a new experience for you, Advanzi. You've never been to my channel before. More people in the chat, and then I'll start playing. Guys, I want you to bully Advanzi. Actually, yeah, I don't remember Advanzi. I've never seen him before. Guys, you need to bully him. Give him the bully treatment. It's not clickbait. This is actually a really great game. I had fun, and as I was telling people before you joined, I love the lore, and if you like Warhammer 40k, you're probably going to like this as well. MLK Fortnite, yeah. Man, that is so tone deaf. Like, out of all the games you can put MLK in, let's put him in a first-person shooter. Yeah, that's definitely going to That's definitely going to get players to behave. It's not going to cause any problems. Alright, one more person in the chat. One more person and then we'll start playing. I'd give Advanzi a wrench, but unfortunately I would have to alt-tab and I don't want to do that. Alright, come on, one more person in the chat before I start playing. Alright, we got another person. Let's begin. So we're going to start a new game. No, you're not, Salsa. You're going to watch me play. Look at this beauty. Ooh, a super chat from Batworld Man. Well, if you get it, maybe we can play together. This looks like Abdi Muhammad's Perfect Society. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the colors are absolutely beautiful. I don't know if the stream translates it accurately. But if you have a HDR capable monitor, I mean the colors are beyond beautiful. I don't think I've seen a game this pretty in a huge while. And not to mention, this is not a AAA game. And this is another thing that I like the quote-unquote Hive City. It's actually crowded. You literally feel like you're being packed. No, the art is amazing. I'm not kidding. Like, when I make a review for a game that I like, it's generally because it's good. Yeah, so you get a little bit of a customizable thing, but you can change it later on, including the gender if you want. Get like... It's a basic character creator. It's not something over the top. Get like a little bit of customizables here and there. I guess like the only problem... Oh, sorry about that. The only thing that I didn't like is that you don't really get that much... like you don't get any hairstyle that women would wear in Romania. Like, all of the hairstyles look like they're coming off from California now. But it's fine, you know, whatever. I'm not really that upset. And then you have a couple of clothings. I'm pretty sure, like, people are going to add patches. They're going to add mods for more customizables. But you don't really get to see your character anyway. Well, you do, but it's, like, top-down. So none of it matters. The only thing that matters, I would say, is the color of the top and the color of the pants. That's pretty much it. So you get a codex, which is really cool because if you're a person that loves hearing more about lore, well, you get a lot of that here. So, for example, it tells you that this sub-level maintenance area are epic in scale, large enough to host entire settlements, hiding away in the dark chasms of archaeology. Corporate security rarely comes here, and so the area is a good refuge for those wanting to avoid the authorities. Massive structural grinders, blah, blah, blah. So in other words, it tells you that you're in a hive city, and right now you're probably on the lowest level. And there's also like this imp, which has like a really creepy... And by the way, like the imp is something that I would definitely see in the future. I'll show you when the... Alright, so this is the codex entry for the imp. So imps are sentient organic beings and they're short for personal imprint. An imp is in essential a semi-sentient limited intelligence system, and they are employed everywhere as personal assistants and system controllers on all levels of the net. Some are more powerful than others and all have personalities. These are usually called sentient intelligence rather than imps. Almost everyone in the dusk have their own personal imp, helping them manage the day-to-day challenges of ordinary life in the dusk, and it's common for imps to mold themselves around their owner's personality, often as a counterweight of sorts. They can be upgraded in different ways through additional modules. Some coders specialize in imp creation and modification. So, can you imagine just how dystopian this shit would be in the future? It's kind of like a personal Alexa, but what it does is like it actually guides you. So, for example, you have a math problem and it would give you the answer, or you're looking for a job and it would suggest what job you want. Like it would probably like how should I say, like an AI body, like a friend, but this friend would actually know you and know your personality, and it could softly influence you, like nudge you in the correct direction. So imagine if you had like one of these, and the owner of these things like would want to nudge you to I don't know, vote Democrat or some shit. Like it would be something that I see in the future that is cool enough that people would buy, but it's also dystopian enough that it would be really scary. Um, and from what I understand, like what they also do with these imps is like, for example, let's say the society needs more engineers. Like the imp would say, "Hey, why don't you try apply for an engineer job?" If society is at war, the imp would go like, "Hey, have you considered a career in the military? You could be fine for it." Yeah, it's literally like Big Brother in a smiley box. Um, yeah, it's kind of like it's supposed to guide you, but at the same time, it can also subvert. Now, the indents are indentured laborers. The vast majority of the low and mid-tier workers on Veles are indentured, paying of the price of passage for the planet. So basically, like, the people who came from Earth, they bought a passage in order to come here, and now they're indebted to the corporations. And what they do is, like, they spend their entire life trying to pay the debt for the travel. And what the corporations do is that they trap them into more and more growing debt so that they can never escape.
Boone here, listen up. I had sewage coming out of my fucking rinser this morning. Eversite showering in manure. I want this fixed.
It's kind of like a propaganda bot, but it's worse. Because, like, if you, let's say you're an engineer, right? And the bot actually helps you weld pipes and stuff. Like, it guides you on how to connect properly with the equipment. So if you don't have one, you probably won't get hired because you won't do as good of a job as someone with the bot. So this is why I'm thinking it's like one of the most dystopian things that I can think of. Because you need to get one in order to stay competitive in a society, but it would also know the type of person you are and how to manipulate you. Yeah, there are no pretty aliens in this universe. It's just doom and gloom. Which is kind of fine. I don't think like any... It is kind of social justice-y vibe, but in a good way, because this is supposed to be an utter dystopia. It's not supposed to be a nice place. And again, it reminds me of Warhammer 40k.
So, they finally sent backup. Guess the problem must have reached the stack tops, or Boom would have left me here to be scavenged for orcs. I'm Trummer. Hope you came armed. SI's locked itself into a recursive void loop. Whatever caused it's beyond that door. Together with a whole lot of ferals who came out of nowhere. Took a fat bite out of my thigh. It was all I could do to crawl in here and put the room in lockdown. You'll help out, right? They didn't tell you I was already down here. Cool. That dirty fucking Jutland. Yeah, those fellows mean business. Almost got me. Don't go in there unless you're packing. Yeah, something caused the SI to implode. There's been some strange power surges down here in the deep stink lately. So it might be related. But I don't know. Answers beyond that door. Larger in the soups down here. And hungry too. SI's the sentient intelligence operating this here ultra-complex machinery. Now, we're talking the most basic forms of sentience. It's not an AGI.
What are you talking, Shadow? I saw Jim post on
That's clear
Twitter
now,
this
right?
day.
Right. I'm gonna hobble back upstairs, find cheap soup poon and, well, do nothing, I guess. I've lifted the lockdown. Good luck.
Yeah, it's pretty much, I mean, it's not Warhammer 40k, but it's how I would imagine the lower levels of a Hive City look like. Hold on. Yeah, I managed to take the wrong way around. My name Matt isn't that funny, man. Yeah, I went the wrong way. Yeah, so this is pretty much how the game is played. I mean, you get different weapons. You can upgrade the weapons you have. And you also get some abilities later on. But most of the game is, I guess, like a top-down run and shooter type of game. And yeah, you can level up. I have to say, unfortunately, this game is actually better than Cyberpunk. It's kind of what Cyberpunk is supposed to be. Yeah, you can melee fight. You do have like some skills that allow you to do that. Although, I personally prefer ranged. And in my opinion, this game has a really nice variety of weapons. You get like what's it called? A Dark Souls type of roll in order to avoid danger. These are the most easy enemies though, because later on you get enemies that fire back at you and you can use cover. And another cool thing that I noticed is you can use the environment in order to do more damage. But what really makes this game amazing is if you have a friend, you can actually play either on the couch. So if you have like a PlayStation or something, you can play with the controller. If not, you can play on the PC. But you can also have like online co-op. I think it's up to 2 players can play, and the monsters become a little bit more difficult. And so far the game did an excellent job in balancing combat with exploration.
Diagnosing. Done. Report. Power readings erratic. Energy fluctuations affecting WMD system. Exact cause unknown. SI offline as protective measure. Current repair protocols invalid. End report.
Listen, Boone, we're waiting around in feces up here, and you send me reports about erratic energy fluctuations? You have one job. Get it done. I've uploaded the SI access override codes. Don't ping me again until it's done.
Alternate system access code downloaded. Installing. Done. Revising work order task list. Done. Replace external interface circuitry. Purge memory banks.
Dear V, I love you. Now give me remorse. You know what? I'm not going to give you remorse. Today I'm actually going to give you exactly what you pay for, which is entertainment. And not only that, I'm also giving you useful knowledge. Now you know that this game is the shit, and you should play it, because it's great. So the sad thing is that you guys on the stream probably can't see just how gorgeous this game is because the stream is not in the actual native resolution of the game, and it's also, I don't think it captures the same vibrant colors. And this is obviously like I have to take the stream down a notch because otherwise it would lag and it would be unwatchable. Doomer 2071? I haven't seen that.
Interface circuitry replaced.
Games like this make me wonder why people are excited for Diablo 2. You know what? It kind of is like a better version of Diablo. I mean, it's not really a looter shooter, so I can't say it's that. But it does feel like, I don't know, a ranged hack and slash game, if you can call it that. It's very well polished. It's very great. You can play it with a friend. It's got a good story. It's got interesting lore. Honestly, if they would have made this a looter shooter, it would have probably been like the only time when I wouldn't complain about looter shooters. Just you can make something similar, and your character levels up. You get access to a skill tree, like have different classes, and it would just be as great. But I'm not complaining about this either. Yeah, the way they made it is that you go on these missions and you get like weapon upgrade mods and you level up. And once you go back in town, you can use your credits as well as your weapon upgrades in order to upgrade, well, have like various customizable things for your weapon. And you can also go to a surgeon in order to get different implants, which can give you various skills and stuff. Yeah, technically you don't have to kill these, but they give you good experience. What the fuck? But the thing that I love the most is this. It's the codex. I'm a lore geek. I love lore. So look, for example, you get Turbo Thugs, the enemies. The grunts of the Turbo Vipers. They'll come after you with whatever they have around. Be that a pipe or a gun. Most are stimmed out of their mind and itching for a fight. Some come for the high habitats and are just looking to have some fun. Others rear the back alleys, have gangs, and they have something to prove. All of them are trying to kill you. So I really love the codex. Like everything here in the game can be read in the lore. And here you have like the second weapon. I think like when you're in the town, you can only have access to 2 weapons that you take on the mission. And in this case, it's a machine gun. Yeah, you get like these crates. I think like this is the looting part of the game. Oh, I actually got a hat. Oh, I didn't know this. So wait. You actually have like an inventory? Oh, okay. So yeah, you do get access to loot. My bad. So I have a hat. And what does this mean? Oh, you have here, it's like 5 protection from blunt, I guess. 0 from electricity, 0 from mine, 7 from fire. Alright. Okay. Yeah, you do get access to loot.
Memory purge initiated. Purge complete. Resetting to defaults. Done. SI ready for reboot.
Baka. more bucks. It's annoying because elevation matters, so I can't shoot these guys from top here. Hold on, I'll try something else. There we go. Yeah, if you right click, you can't. I don't really get how this aiming thing works exactly. I just pray and pray. But I'm pretty sure you could manage to tilt up and down. There we go, leveled up. You can only level up properly. I mean, you can spend your points when you're in town. So look at the environment, right? Like, look at this tank. By the way, like, the AI is also very intelligent. So right now, I'm only fighting against ferals, and these are enemies that you're supposed to get used to fighting. But when you reach humans, they use cover, they flank. What I'm getting at is that this is just the introductory part of the game, but there's just so much cool stuff about this game. And I don't know if you can tell by watching, but I'm having a blast. I mean, it's really, really fun. Yeah, it's not roguelite. I mean, if you die, you just restart from your previous save game. So. Would have been cool if it was like Hades, to be honest. Or like, what is the one? Not Recall. Forgot the name of it. Something with an R. With the masculine-looking German lady. Look at how beautiful the lighting is. It's just absolutely amazing. Pretty much like someone said, imagine if this game would have actually had the same resources that Cyberpunk used to have. And unfortunately, I think like this game might actually go under the radar, because not a lot of people are talking about it. I don't see many people playing it. Which is why I want to bring a little awareness about it.
You fixed the problem? Good. Now, just reboot the damn thing. I've recovered enough to hobble out to here.
Yeah, you do have like codex. Let's see what we got. We got lore, enemies, the ferals. Spawned in the dark depths of the city, these genetic mishaps are constantly hunting for the next piece of unwary flesh to tear apart. The bigger ones will even throw stuff at you, so don't be a target. Captured ferals are commonly used for testing everything from cosmetic to invasive wetware. Automated defense systems usually keep these ravenous critters at bay. I mean, the thing with the codex, like, it didn't really need it. The game was fine without it, but it has just so much more immersion. I love it. You know what? I'll just, You should be sorry, Don Lemon.
SI initializing. Done. Boot sequence running. Done. Running diagnostics.
Yeah, that's right. Listen to what Vincent said and hit that super chat button, chaps.
Complete. SI operating at full capacity. System report. WMD system operational. Waste disposal fully functional. Report sent.
About time. I know I promised you a bonus, but you know how it is. Revenue is below targets, quotas haven't been met, my hands are tied, yada yada, take your pick. Now get back here! There's a lift in East Stack that's acting up. Almost forgot. If you run into a work-shy kid named Trummer down there, you can tell that slaghead he's on my eternal shit list. Boo now.
I also like the fact that this is not really filled with Californian humor. You know, like the random humor where they're probably like pretty much hyper aware of and critical of everything. But it's just like that character that's doing like that one joke. But other than that, I didn't hear it. Witcher 3 is actually better than Cyberpunk.
Attention. Emergency Protocol 2 Delta 80 active. In compliance with the Arcology General Contingency Registry. Proceed via emergency tunnel bypass.
Feels a little bit like Dead Space sometimes, like when you're in these corridors. Yeah, you get grenades as well. I think the bullets for the gun are infinite, but the ones for the machine gun are not. Oh, this is cool. Baka 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 baka. Wait, this is like an 11-person development team? Get the fuck out. This is so fucking sad. So you're telling me the work of just 11 people is netly superior to the work that AAA companies do? And I'm telling you this because, again, I don't remember when I had this much fun playing a game. Not only that, like if you have a girlfriend, honestly, like you get a girlfriend and you have a PlayStation, you can play on a couch with her, and it's a simple game that anyone can get into.
Multiple failure reports incoming. 38 local malfunctions.
Ah, shit, I was scratching my nose. The cool thing is like the immersion, the universe they created is awesome. My wife doesn't speak English, so I wouldn't be able to stream with her. But I don't play games with my wife. Dragon Quest is something that she likes. Dragon's Crown, sorry. Yeah, so this is what you get in order to upgrade the weapons. I don't feel like this is a StarCraft 2 custom map game just because it's colorful. Doesn't play anything like StarCraft 2 either. Cyberpunk is a AAA game, dude. This is made by 11 people. And unlike Cyberpunk, this one doesn't have bugs. At least I haven't encountered any. The boss fights are also really cool. So, in this case, you get the boss, which has several ads, and he also has like these void zones that you should avoid. Embarrassing. It's time to thought police the boss for giving me microaggressions. It's annoying because the little guys, they're getting in front of the boss and blocking the view. Although it's cool because I like it when there's friendly fire between the enemies. So you can actually try to hold them in front of one of those void zones and they'll take damage. Oh, they drop health. I didn't know that. Just one, bang, bang, bang. I don't want to know your mom. Just one, bang, bang, bang. Oh, I'm still alive? Okay. There we go. Loot. Last difficulty, I think. Let me check. Settings. Gameplay. Yeah, it's on hard. But this is just like the first level, so most of the enemies don't shoot at you here, they just come melee. But after you get to the harder levels, you end up fighting enemies that not only fire at you, but they know how to flank. So this is the augmentations abilities, and this is the first one. Like, someone asked me if you can melee. And this augmentation lets you do just that. I'll show you when an enemy comes up. There we go. Although you need the energy to do that. And the energy, I believe it's in the right corner. Oh, I didn't see that. Shit, I'm tired. I don't think it's the organs problem. She actually does have like nerfed boobies. She is definitely presentable for the Californian journalist press. Oh, I didn't notice this the first time around. That's it. The deep stink constitutes the vast surface levels of the arcology. Few habitats ever come here, and those who do would rather be elsewhere. Vast pipe networks feed the macro engineering disappear into the dark abyss below the arcology. Ancient malfunctioned security systems unreliably keep the ferals trapped in their breeding grounds where they feed on what falls down from above. Everything is maintained by the soups, a large network of interconnectional service bots. There is a musty and ever-prevalent stench of the wastage, mold, decay, and offal in down here, hence the nickname the Deep Stink. The graphics, again, I just have to say, are absolutely amazing.
The Ascent group went into immediate default after the corporate AI filed.
Well, I'm running it in max settings, but I think you can run it in low. It wouldn't be this pretty, but you can still run it. So this is what I love about the city. It feels crowded. It definitely feels like a hive city. Like everywhere you go, there's people. And it feels so claustrophobic, not because the space is tiny, but because there's just so many people in it. And, you know, when I read about Warhammer 40k hive cities, this is exactly how I would imagine them. Yeah, it's hard to believe that only 11 people worked on this game. The pod lot, summer of a desolate route mostly used by the surrounding habitats to get to cluster 13. This is mostly an area for stop for vehicle. There's a large parking lot. The space serves just as well as covert meetings, shady dealings, and the occasional stabbing. Just like London.
from Stat Boss Poon. To all indents entering Cluster 13, behave, or I'll have you fucking recycled. That is all.
The game is just fun to play, man. You just have fun shooting things, but I don't. You're saying it's too edgy. It's happening on another planet. It's not on Earth, and it's the cyberpunk setting. I guess if you don't like it, you don't like it. You can enter buildings. Right now I'm in the morgue.
Went into immediate default after the corporate AI filed for bankruptcy one subcycle ago.
Yeah, I mean, this is not trying to be realistic or grounded in reality. It's just trying to be, you know, it's like, it's a genre. I mean, it's like steampunk would be like Thief. You know, it's just type of genre. The thing with realism that really scares me, though, and I talked about it if you're new to the stream, it's the imp thing. And the imp thing, like, is the most scariest thing imaginable. So apparently everyone has one, and they help you with tasks. So for example, if you're in a car and you want to get somewhere, they will tell you how to reach that point. It's pretty much like a advanced Alexa. But at the same time, they also mold with your personality, so they kind of know the type of individual you are and how to persuade and convince you. What happens if, like, for example, the city would need more engineers, then the imp would be like, hey, have you considered getting a job in the engineering department? Meaning that these little twats would be able to manipulate people and subvert people and push them into the correct way. The dialogue gives you Fallout 1 and 2 vibes. Yeah, it's pretty spot on.
This is the feed with your very own Grateful Abbott. The Ascent Group went into immediate default after the corporate AI filed for bankruptcy one subcycle ago. All attempts to contact the corporate board has failed. The Ascent Group Arcology on Velis has shut down, with some claiming it's gone into default mode. If this is true, without AG security, corporate grab teams will already be moving in. All the luck to them. As I always say, one being's ill fortune is another's opportunity. Stay tuned.
To all hammers in Cluster 13, this is Poon. As you've probably noticed, our dear arcology just defaulted. I don't give a feral's ass about the whys and wherefores. Business will go on as usual. That means no panic, no whining, and certainly no slacking off. Business as usual. Understood? Poon out. Poon here. Where the fuck have you been? Forget about that ESAC lift. We got much bigger problems. Come find me at the Serenity Boss.
Yeah, so what happened is that your habitat, which is kind of like your city, this section, was owned by a corporation which just went bankrupt. And that means that other corporations are now trying to buy it off. And it's how it affects the lives of the people inside. That is so true, Galleon. Leveling allows you to get better augments, get better skills, gives you more health.
Look, when we need a company rally or inspirational calf mugs to hand out, I'll let you know, okay?
Why the hostility, Poon? All I'm saying is that we should stick together in a time of crisis, and that we're here to help in any way we can.
And all I'm saying is that I don't see how you can help right now. The Ascent group is gone, and the board has gone quieter than a null-spaced column. Maybe you people should start looking to what's next.
The Ascent group is not just the board, Poon. It's us. All of us. United around an idea. The corporation can only collapse if we allow it.
Whatever. An idea won't feed my indents or provide security when CorpSec gets wise to the fact that their paychecks aren't coming. Now, you'll have to excuse me. My next meeting just arrived.
Fine. We'll talk again later, Poon.
Just send their idiots. Oh, look at you. Positively bristling with ambition and a taste for mindless violence. Just what I need. My PA before was pure bullshit. This is a crisis supernova. The Ascent group has collapsed. Our ecology's gone into default, and we've lost contact with the board. Not that I expect those sleek suits to be able to unfuck this situation in any meaningful way. No one is getting paid, and CorpSec will soon realize that they're risking their necks for exactly 0 Eucreds. We can expect security to implode before the cycle is over. The Ascent group AGI suddenly went quiet. That's never happened before. So the market went apeshit.
I do agree, Baron. Like, someone should patch this.
Now all local SIs are operating independently. Hundreds of optimizer protocols fighting for the same scraps. We're gonna see nutrient and energy shortages within just a few cycles. Thousands of Habbers here will suffer. Am I painting a bleak enough picture for you? We're mutually dependent on the neighboring clusters for food, energy, and other essentials. It pains me to say this, but it looks like we're gonna have to cooperate our way out of this epic mess. The other stack bosses have agreed to meet. They're a bunch of incompetent hard-noses that don't get... But I don't see any other options. And my imp won't shut up about this being the only way forward. I want you to handle security for the moot. In a crisis like this, you can always expect to see a few witless wanderers stepping up to bat. The turbo-vibe questions? Shoot. They're threatening to attack the meeting. And I want you there if they do. The latest cream of the scum crop out there. With everything going on, they're seeing an opportunity to strengthen their stock. But I won't. I expect first that they get... Oh, field here.
Anyway, I hope you guys are interested in the game. I really enjoyed it. So if you get it, let me know what you think about it in the comment section. I got asked by some people to review the game. I believe it's called Mankind. And I told people, it's like, look, I'm not reviewing popular games. If I'm reviewing esoteric ones like this. Because there's other game reviewers that do a much better job than me. But whenever I find something fun and entertaining, I want you guys to know about it. And I'm really curious if you guys end up liking it. I personally am having a blast playing this. It's very enjoyable. I don't know how long it is, so this might be a downside if it turns out being short. But again, it's a game made by an 11-man team, and it looks incredibly polished. It has a lot of in-depth about lore, and if you're a Warhammer 40k fan, this definitely feels like a Hive City. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.